Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man, The Power Battle. Today I'll be taking Protoman through the Mega Man 3 to 6 course. Our first port of call is the big city, and the first victim on our hit list is Napalm Man. Now right off the bat, I must just point out how damn cool Napalm Man looks. I mean, the dude is a freaking sentient tank with an arsenal full of hidden weapons. What's not to love? He's also quite a decent challenge, especially if you take him on later on in the game. And most of his attacks will do at least a whole bar of damage. He does actually have another attack which I didn't get to show off because I killed him too fast. After he shoots those missiles, he will charge you really quickly, and if he hits you, say goodbye to a whole bar of health. I also have to give Napalm Man extra props because, for the first time since Guts Man, Capcom actually gave a Robot Master the correct theme music. So all in all, Napalm Man is probably one of the best bosses in the game, and a really good representative of Mega Man 5. Unlike the next boss that we're going to face, which is Gyro Man. Unfortunately, given how cool Napalm Man is, I'm afraid Murphy's Law dictates that his weapon must absolutely suck, although ironically it did just save my ass that time when it hit Gyro Man. The Napalm Bomb is Gyro Man's weakness, but good luck hitting him with the bloody thing, because it'll either bounce around in this stupid pattern and hit jack shit, or it'll just sort of flop out and explode impotently on the ground. And just to make things worse, Gyro Man is one of the most annoying Robot Masters to fight in the entire course, if not the entire game. He moves around like he's on steroids, his swoop attack is very difficult to avoid, although I actually did a good job of it in this run, and to make matters worse, those metal hoops in the foreground will obstruct your view of the battle. If you're thinking of taking this guy on later on in the game, my advice is don't, or he is most likely going to kill you! Having ragged on Gyro Man though, he does have one or two redeeming qualities. For one, he actually fits the theme of the stage, unlike a certain Heat Man in a certain Mega Man 1 to 2 course. And secondly, at least he has the correct theme music. As much as I dislike Gyro Man for being an annoying boss, at least he looks kind of cool. Unlike the next guy we're going to face, which is Plant Man, complete with metallic bosoms. I shit you not, this is a robotic homosexual flower with metallic bosoms whose only attack is to fire a shield made of leaves at you. How pathetic can you get? This is the only representative of Mega Man 6 in the entire game. There are at least 5 other Robot Masters who are a lot cooler than him and could have been a much better choice. Centaur Man and Nightman in particular spring to mind. Even Capcom realises that this guy sucks, because they didn't give him his own music, they recycled Crash Man's again. I will give Capcom props though, because Plant Man attacks much like he does in Mega Man 6, but they did add some refinements to his attack pattern, like those robotic flowers that come up from the ground and shoot at you, and his leaf drop attack. But that doesn't excuse the fact that this is the worst Robot Master design in the entire game. Capcom, hang your heads in shame! Quite honestly, the only thing Plant Man is remotely good for is his weapon, which, if used properly, can absolutely decimate Dustman here. The plant barrier can be fired at an angle using the control stick, it's Dustman's weakness, and if you use it properly it is very easy to get a perfect against him, although, unfortunately, I took a cheap hit and therefore I didn't pull it off. Protoman's dash is very useful here to avoid Dustman as he tries to jump on top of you. Other than that, Dustman behaves very similar to his Mega Man 4 counterpart. He's the only representative of his game in this game, but unlike Plant Man before him, he's actually a good choice in my opinion. Okay, so he doesn't have the coolest factor as say Skull Man or Pharaoh Man, but he's a decent fight, he fits the theme of the stage, and yeah, all in all, he's not that bad. Unfortunately, they didn't give him his own music, they gave him Gutsman's, which is a real shame because Dustman's theme is really good in Mega Man 4, and it would have been nice to hear a remix of it in this game. 2 Robot Masters remain then, and they're both from Mega Man 3. Now given the fact we've already heard his theme in the Mega Man 1 to 2 course, you might have expected the boss here to be Shadow Man, but instead it's Magnet Man. Now this is really weird. Shadow Man's music is in the game, and yet Shadow Man is not. This is the only instance in the entire game of a Robot Master having theme music present, but not himself. And it does make me wonder whether Shadow Man was originally supposed to be here in Magnet Man's place, but for whatever reason, he didn't make the final cut. Magnet Man is actually quite a good fight. It's a decent challenge. When he's magnetising like that, you can't hit him, your attack will just deflect off him. And his weakness is the Dust Crusher. Yes, I know it said that you got the Dust Crusher when you beat Dustman, but that's a typo. The name of the weapon is the Dust Crusher. Besides, Crusher sounds cooler than Crusher, right? Another interesting thing about this fight is that we are slowly moving up the tower, but after about 30 seconds you will reach the top of the tower and then the scene will shift to the stage where you fought Cutman in the Mega Man 1-2 course. Magnet Man's a decent boss then overall, although having said that, quite why his weakness is being hit by flying bits of junk, God only knows. Only one Robot Master stands between us and Dr. Wily's castle then, and it's Gemini Man. Now at first glance, Gemini Man might seem like an odd choice to be the boss of the Ice Theme stage. After all, Blizzard Man from Mega Man 6 would be a far more fitting choice, right? Well, maybe he would. But Gemini Man is not quite as out of place here as you might first believe. For one thing, he's made up of mostly crystals, and what is ice if not crystals? And most of the point, he's far cooler than Blizzard Man could ever hope to be. I mean, Blizzard Man is a robotic snowball on skis, whereas Gemini Man can clone himself. I know which one I would take any damn day of the week. He's quite easy to bust the duel, and his weakness is the magnet missile. Now again, this might not make much sense at first glance. However, in this game, the magnet missile acts like an airborne version of the Search Snake from Mega Man 3. And in Mega Man 3, that was Gemini Man's weakness. So it makes perfect sense. And also, Gemini Man is the third boss of this course to be given his own theme music. Capcom, I think you've just set a record. Next up, we have a rematch with the Yellow Devil. Now it might seem that this boss is pathetically easy, and that's because he is. All he'll do is jump around the room, and he'll even pause long enough for you to fire off some good charged buster shots right into his eyeball. However, once you've damaged him enough, he will split into 3 mini-devils, and the real battle starts. Both forms of the Yellow Devil are weak to the gyro attack, but you don't want to waste any of it on the first form, use it all on these guys. You can also angle the gyro attack so it hits them up on the ceiling, but to be honest, there's no real practicality in doing that. Once you've destroyed the mini-devils, Yellow Devil will return and you can finish him off because he just continues to jump around the room, pausing occasionally. And because he's so easy, I decided to finish him off in the most humiliating way possible. Come and get me, you big lummox! I love doing that. Also, a quick correction from my last video. I said that only 2 of the Robot Masters in the background made it into the sequel. In actuality, all 4 of them did, so I apologise for misleading you, even if it was completely unintentional. No time to worry about that now, however, as we have Dr. Wily himself to contend with. Now, because I didn't get to show it up against any of the other bosses in this course, I took the first few seconds of this fight to show off how incredibly useful the Gemini laser is against him. It's not his official weakness, because that's actually the Dust Crusher, but if you fire the laser at the walls, there's about a 9 out of 10 chance you will hit the guy because he's so damn big. And you can also fire the Gemini laser directly at him for some nice damage. For whatever reason, his hand grab attack doesn't seem to reach as far in this course, which makes it a lot easier to avoid. However, apart from the fact that he keeps his hands held up to his face a lot more in this battle, this is identical to the time we fought him with Mega Man in the Mega Man 1-2 course. So I'm going to skip ahead for a bit, because there's something really interesting to show you. So as you can see, while he's almost dead, one more good buster shot should finish him off, and what in the blue hell? Yes, surprise! If you've damaged the top half of his machine more than the bottom half in the first part of this fight, he will change into a completely different form for Form 2. I swear I never saw this guy as a child, so when this first happened when I was recording the footage for this, it freaked me the hell out. And this guy's a lot tougher than his usual form, because due to his large size, he's very difficult to jump over. I like to call him the Mad Bomber because of his attacks. And then of course we have the capsule form. Now you can actually take this guy out with 3 direct hits from the Dust Crusher, which of course is his weakness, but I actually elected to let him escape this time. It doesn't actually affect the ending of the game at all, but I just thought I should show it off. There he goes. We've reached the end of the game again, so sit back, enjoy Protoman's ending, and I'll see you in a minute. And so we've reached the end of the Mega Man 3-6 course. And I must point out that in my opinion, Protoman's ending is a heck of a lot better than Mega Man's. Not only does the music kick 7 shades of ass, but it's also a very enigmatic and mysterious ending, which is a perfect fit for an enigmatic and mysterious character like Protoman. If I do have one minor gripe, it's that the course was too focused on Mega Man 3 and 5. I mean, 4 of the Robot Masters were from those 2 games, as was the sub-boss. But then again, perhaps it was for the best. They could have split Mega Man 3 and 4 and Mega Man 5 and 6, but the Robot Masters in 5 and 6, with a few exceptions, aren't much to write home about, so maybe it's for the best that they didn't. Anyway, that's the end of this second course. Join me next time as we complete the game by beating the Mega Man 7 course. TTFN!